learn to dwell together in unity. And that's something, we should really, this is a verse we should embed in our mind and in our heart. We should dwell together in unity, not just in church, but in everything that we do.
Thank you. My phone is, I can't get anything out of it right now. The next one, I will not gossip or be negative about anyone at my church.
Wow.
I will not gossip. We hear gossip all the time.
They would say define gossip.
Synthetic sass.
When I was working, we used to go to meetings in the mornings. We had a meeting early mornings before we go and not minister, but line up the personnel people that work for us. And one of the things that we used to talk about was the manager over the refinery. He didn't understand. He wasn't a people person. So he had to get used to what we said about it. People used to say, well, when he started talking about different things, they say, well, 21 toilet. I said, what is 21 toilet? Guys used to go in the restroom and write stuff on the wall. And when they would write stuff on the wall, you didn't know whether it was true or not. It was basically gossip. And sometimes they would write some stuff on the wall that probably was true, but that was their way of expressing themselves. And they say, layoff is getting ready to happen. Okay. That make people worried about being laid off. But it was really gossip. And people start spreading their stuff all over the refinery yard. Well, and then they'll start putting people's names underneath them. This supervisor is going to get laid off. This supervisor is going to get laid off. And they end up being, well, the manager would have to call a meeting because of stuff like this. And it messed up a lot of people because they had one guy that really, it messed him up because he almost committed suicide because he thought he was getting ready to get laid off.
Yeah.
He thought he was getting ready to get laid off because his name was on this list. And he figured that was true. Even though the refinery was getting ready to downsize. They didn't say whether they was downsizing supervisors, they was downsizing personnel. And sometimes they would do supervisors too at certain times. But if you were in the area where this downsizing was going to take place, there's a possibility that you could have gotten laid off. But stuff like this, being in the church, gossip about one another, about individuals saying stuff that's not true, it's hurting. It messes up the church. Saying things that is not true. It's just like if Joe tell me something and I go and repeat what he said to somebody else. Now, if Joe tell me something, what he may tell me is true, but I'm not supposed to go and repeat that. We're supposed to squash that gospel. We're not supposed to repeat that. Okay? It's foolish to do it because it will tear up a church. And it will tear up you as your reputation as an individual too.
One of the scriptures I think was best fit this is, can someone read Romans 1, 29 through 31, please? And then James 3 and 6. Romans 1, 29 through 31, and if someone can find James 3 and 6. I think Romans 1, 29 through 31, that's supposed to be chapter 1, 29 through 31st verse.
Being filled, you ready? Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful.
Okay, yeah, and like it says, and you know, and right in the middle of all of this is, even like it says, gossip. The simple dictionary terminology is like say idle talk, and you know, like I said, one of the discussions we had the other night was, is it bad gossip? Is it good gossip? Gossip is gossip. I mean, you know, we all talk, and I'm not. You know, I'm not going to stand up here and say that, you know, it's things that, that, you know, I haven't said. And, you know, we talk, you know, girlfriends, we get on, you know, the phone and like, hey girl, you know, so-and-so, have you heard? But when it, you know, you have to stop and think about, I feel this way, if you totally like maligning some other person. And that's how I look at it. You know, I have, you know, been in the middle of certain things that supposedly that I had said or what I did. And when I found out about it, it was very hurtful. I mean, I had gone home and just gravely, like, to me, it's like, why would somebody say, you know, why would somebody say that? And it's very hurtful. But, you know, one of the things that I have learned, and like I said, it is through the word. I know people talking, especially in the church. But the one thing that did hurt me, I did go to that person and, you know, try to get, because, you know, I felt that they was looking at me for something that I really didn't say. And when you got down to the bottom of it, they found out that it wasn't true. But I mean, this had festered for so long, you know, and it's really bad. I mean, to just train out last night, I was talking about like the word game. I don't know if we ever played or passed the word when we was in school. You know, you'll start with one word at the beginning, and by the time it got to the end, it was something totally different. Well, that's like I say, this gossip. When you start, so you tell it to one person, that person, if they tell it to somebody else, they're going to add to it. And, you know, in the end, it's not true. But, you know, like I say, that could tear up a church. Just like if, you know, things would be saying about things about Pastor Adolph or Lady Dora, or old lady, you know, they getting along bad, you know, Pastor staying gone. You know, that's terrible. That's really terrible, you know, and like I said, it will tear up a church. And I guess I can only go back, I guess this is why this lesson was here, because I know what it did, because we were part of a church that it did tear. And I mean, it split it down the middle. I mean, families, I mean, you know, marriages. And it was just, like I said, it's like it will tear through. And like I said, you give the devil that opening, and that's what he wants. He wants to destroy. The same as he is in marriages. He looks to seek. I mean, you look at, sometimes this class used to be full, really full. And some of them, you know, they've let the devil walk in, and I mean, he's not going to put one foot in. He's putting two, you know, and he's coming right through and tearing right down the middle. And in the end, you know, it's so many marriages, like I said, within our church has ended up in divorce. And a lot of it, like I said, the negativity in the church will destroy us. Can someone read James 3 and 6?
Mr. Trahan,
Okay.
before
I'm
you
sorry.
move on, I think there's a difference in gossiping and passing information, okay? If I say, I heard Sister Trahan's not doing well, let's keep her in prayer.
Right.
That's passing information.
That's passing, yes.
If I said, Sister Trahan was sick, she was throwing up, I think she's pregnant, and the baby not for broken reason. That's gossip. That's malicious. So, I think I get accused usually I'm labeled with being a gossiper, but I don't think I'm malicious. I like to talk and pass information, but I'm not passing anything that is malicious and that I don't know to be true. Even if somebody brings me gossip, I ain't bringing it nowhere else because you don't know if it's true.
That's it.
Well, while I have it, I'll do your James for you. Oh, I didn't like this verse. Okay. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
You're right. I mean, this was something that we went round and round about last night about gossip. And you're right. I mean, to me, I take it as though, you know, you going to maliciously malign someone else. I mean, you know, we are, you know, there are times I know I've gotten on the phone and I was saying like, man, I said, did you see that dress? I said that so-and-so had on. I said, but that was my opinion, you know, but it's not that, you know, you go and say that, oh, she, you know, I think she stole it or whatever, you know, how she getting out, or how she wearing all of this and how, you know, this, it's just something that I feel, you know, you shouldn't do. I mean, that's just me. I can't speak for everybody else, but, you know, and like I said, that's just me. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of piggybacking on what Sim said, but I want to talk about gossip. Because the thing is, when you're passing information, you have to know what the motive is. There's a motive behind what you say. And if your intent, and we say this, because we'll tell something, and we'll say, because you know we need to pray for it.
Right.
You know, but was it really your motive for telling it? You know, a lot of times we want to pass it on because it's juicy, and people like to hear that kind of stuff, so we pass that on. But you always have to be careful as, why are you telling somebody that? What's the motive behind why you're sharing the information? And the old statement of sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me, it's not true. Words will destroy people. Words have caused people's lives to just, you know, go up in flame, really. And those are things that you can't take back, so we need to be careful about what we say.